chantaje, puro, puro chantaje. Siempre es a tu manera. Yo te quiero aunque no quieras. Puro, puro chantaje, puro, puro chantaje. Vas libre como el aire.
Starting off with the face, I'm going to be priming using my SmashBox Photo Finish Primer. I like to use this primer because it really smooths out the skin and makes it have a softer looking effect. Because I am extra, I'm gonna go in with the SmashBox Photo Finish Primer Water. I just like the tacky base that this mist creates all over the face. It really helps the foundation cling on. Then I go in and prime my lips with just a lip balm. I believe this is the Burt's Bees lip balm. For my foundation, I do use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC44. I do use a Real Techniques brush to apply it because it provides a fuller coverage than if I were to use a beauty blender. I feel like this foundation doesn't work well, in my opinion, with a beauty blender, but I like to take this foundation and put it in sections, just that way I can see the coverage and where I need to apply more, because this is buildable. Once I am finished with my foundation, I do go on to concealer. For my concealer, I do use the new Shape Tape concealer in the shade Deep. This concealer is very full coverage, so I just use a little bit, and sadly, it's not light enough for me to highlight. It's more of like a natural concealer, so I like to go in and use my NYX concealer and just apply a little bit on top, and I use the shade Caramel. I also do take my concealer on my eyelids to act as a primer for my eyeshadow. So to blend my concealer under the eyes, I've been loving the Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush number 56 brush, because it really does fit right under the eyes, and it just helps to give that coverage that I'm looking for, and it blends everything out very easily, and the bristles on this brush is really soft. I did receive it in my gratis, so I'm really thankful, and I really like this brush a lot for concealer. So I am a fan of baking my under eyes. For the under eyes, I do use the new Laura Mercier Translucent Medium Deep Powder. And you guys, if you are a darker complexion, you're going to love this. It's not going to create that white cast like the original one does for darker skin tones. But yeah, I just use a beauty blender and apply it and just let it sit for a little before I dust it away. And I also apply it onto the eyelids just so it can absorb any oils and also set that concealer that I applied onto the lids. For even more coverage and to dust away the baking, I do use my NC44 powder by MAC, and I just use a big flat brush to just kind of distribute the product evenly all over the face. So now moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using the ITSJUDYTIME palette. I really love this palette. I recently got it and had to play with it in this tutorial. So starting off with the shade Good Morning, I'm just going to be applying that into my crease. This is going to act as my transition shade. To add more depth into this eye look, I'm just going to be taking the shade Good Morning in Pink, and I'm going to be mixing the two together and applying it in the outer corner and in the crease. What this is going to do is just add in a little more brown tone, that way it can have that bronze effect, since that's the look that I'm going for today. I am using a Morphe fluffy brush. I'll have it linked in the description bar down below so you guys know what it is. But this is just a loose brush. It's not anything compact or anything like that, because I am going for that really blown out effect. So that's why I'm using a looser brush. So I did want even more darkness in the eye look, so I'm taking the shade Dark Chocolate from the palette and just applying it to the outer V and slightly bringing it in. So now using a denser Morphe brush, I'm just going to be blending everything out. That way it's nice and seamless. I am focusing the blending where I applied the darker shade, because I just want everything to have that nice like gradient effect kind of. So you can see where I applied the Good Morning, Bing, and then the dark chocolate shade. For my all over lid shade, I'm just going to be taking the shade Bubbly. It's a nice golden champagne color, and I'm just using that and packing it on to my lids. It's very creamy and pigmented, so I really enjoyed this shade as the lid color. There was a harshness in between the gold and the brown shade, so I'm just taking that small pointed brush again and blending the edges, that way there's no harsh lines. I'm just furthering the blending because I just want it to be very blown out. So with a pointed brush, I'm going to be taking the shade Good Morning in Pink, and all I'm doing is smoking out the lower lash line, and I'm also dragging it towards the top, that way they can connect and it's not going to just look awkward. Just taking a big fluffy brush, I'm running it underneath the lower lash line, that way it can smoke out anything that I may have missed. For my bronzer, I am using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep, and I'm just bronzing my hollows of my cheekbones, my forehead, and my jawline. I really like the MAC bronzer, Mineralized Skin Finish for bronzing my face. It's just the perfect amount of warmth, and I don't know, I really like the way it lays on the skin. Now I'm just gonna go in and contour my face with my sadly abused Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit that I used for years. I'm gonna get the Too Faced one next, I think. But all I'm doing is taking the bottom 3 shades and carving out my cheekbones, my forehead, and my jawline. To be honest, I'm kind of stuck between getting the Too Faced Cocoa Contour and the Kat Von D Contour Kit, so leave me a comment down below letting me know which one I should pick up. For a flush of color on my cheeks, I'm going to be using the Nars Orgasm blush. So I like to set my brows last. I do use the e.l.f. brow gel. It's just cheap and it does the job. And why I like to set my brows last is just in case I get any powders in the brows. The gel is just going to go over top and get rid of it. I'm obsessed with the new Mario Badescue like setting spray. It is bomb, or like facial spray. I don't even know what you call it, but I love that stuff. It's amazing. Next, I'm taking my Jordana cat eyeliner since NYC wanted to get rid of the bomb liquid liner that they came out with, which makes me mad because you have to order it online and it's so expensive. So this one works just as well. And all I'm doing is creating my signature wing. This is just a little tip trick kind of thing I like to do with my eyeliner to make it even more sharp than what it is. I just go in with concealer and just sharpen up the edges. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it here on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers do this just so they can have that perfect wing. Now I'm going in with some Kiss lashes. These lashes are bomb. You don't even feel it when you apply it. I literally wear it on a daily. So now I'm going to highlight my brow bone and inner corner with the Bomb Nicole Guerrero times Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting kit, and I'm using the shade Kitty Cat to apply it to my nose, the tip of my nose, the brow bone, and the inner corner. You guys, if you don't have this kit, you need it in your life. Taking the shade Gold Digger and 143, I'm going to be applying that to the cheekbones. Just look at that glow. Literally, my skin looks so wet. I love this freaking highlighter so much. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea. I'm obsessed with highlighting my face. Just look at it. Yes. So now I'm just going to be outlining my lips using a NYX lip liner in the shade Coffee. I've been using this lip liner as my go-to because it's pretty much a My Lips But Better color. So I'm just going to be applying that all over the lips. Lately, I've been obsessed with the Anastasia lip gloss, and I'm using the shade Tara over top the Coffee NYX lip liner. So yeah, this brings you guys to the end of today's video. I had a lot of fun filming for you guys. I haven't filmed in like, what, 4 months maybe, so I'm definitely going to be back on my YouTube grind. So be sure to hit that lovely subscribe button down below and turn on the notifications by hitting the notification bell, and obviously that's going to notify you guys every time I upload. So I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!
Que voy haciendo y deshaciendo, que salgo cada noche que te tengo ahí sufriendo, que en esta relación soy yo la que manda. No pares por la toda esa mala propaganda. Papá, ¿qué te digo? No te comen el oído. No vaya a interesar lo que no se ha torcido. Y como un loco sigo tras de ti, muriendo por ti. Dime qué hay pa' mi bebé. ¿Qué?